Here we go again. Where to start? I'm leaving. I'm going home again. And I'm not going alone. For once, I have prepared. I'm learning, becoming more organized, you know. A girl in Russia said to me that the art is the language of the soul. And now I'm really starting to understand the meaning of the sentence. I spent the last couple of months, maybe 4, editing these before I hadn't edited anything. It's been truly an extraordinary therapeutic experience to hear your own thoughts and how you learn to express yourself better, how you just become happier. Happy is maybe the wrong word, but more like find some sort of emotional balance. That's what I feel like I've done. At the same time, I've seen myself grow in the videos and learning how to express myself. I've of course also learned, depending on how much, I've learned to edit better. I've learned to film better. I've learned to create. It's 12 o'clock at night and it's dead silent. You can probably hear just a camera ticking. I'm waiting to hitchhike home, and as it's dead silent, it also means that there's no one to give me a ride. So I'm just gonna spend my time here eating snowflakes, but the silence is so beautiful. It's like you have no other option than to listen to your thoughts. All the people have their TV on all the time, or the music on. This kind of environment forces you to listen to yourself. And if you're not in peace with yourself, you will figure it out very, very quickly. And there's a car, and there's a car, and there's a car. Now I have myself an output for my soul, my energy. Of course, I've played slightly, like a little bit of guitar before. I have considered maybe I should start painting, but living out of a backpack. I've always thought of myself as an artist who hasn't found her art form, and I wouldn't necessarily call these diaries an art, but it comes from my soul, and that is the most important thing, really. And I've had trouble expressing my soul for a long time, and I think it's one of the most important things one can do, especially if you have a loud one, or you feel like your soul doesn't fit in, that you're in the wrong place. My Russian teacher in Russia told me, like, you have such a Russian soul. Well, don't know really. And to be free to express yourself. If you try to block it or you don't have an output, it's gonna start pouring out one way or another. Or you can get blocked. Then you can't reach you. You can't be you. And then you can't reach the moment. Live in the moment, the true happiness. If you don't express yourself, usually the way I feel it, people start drinking, like doing other sorts of substances. You become depressed. It's just a way of dealing with your emotions. I think that is one of the main reasons wrong in this world. Because if everyone could be freely of what they are, everyone would be happier. People would want to fight less. You would care more about other people, environment. I've been editing my life from the last 2 years into about 15-minute clips. At times, like in the 15 minutes, there's 4 months of my life. So it's been a serious challenge time-wise and material-wise as well. Because at times the material I have sucks. But especially since the Russian ones, I've really started to put more effort into this. When you have something to work with, it's so much easier, and I feel like I learned so much more. Any kind of soul expression, usually it requires you, of course you can just be you openly, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you behave, but oftentimes it requires a skill. You need to learn how to play, you need to learn how to act, to do arts and crafts. And it takes time, it takes effort. And when you realize that your soul is blocked, it's like, ugh, the energy isn't coming through. And all of a sudden you're like, I need to learn a skill to get this out of myself. It's a lot of effort, it's a lot of effort. I really want to paint one day, and I really want to make songs. I want to dance, and I know how to dance. It's different dancing home alone than putting something you made, something that comes out of your soul, to the world. It is so quiet that the only noise I can hear while walking is my footsteps and my heartbeat. Is there anything more relaxing or anything that can bring you to this moment than the fact that the only thing you can hear is your heartbeat? It's also that you're connecting to yourself. You feel connected to yourself. It brings you to this moment. No wonder people seek silence and they find peace and relaxation in nature. But even though if I'm living in a small town next to wilderness, still at times you kind of forget. In yoga they say like you can follow your breathing, it may be easier. But when you are somewhere where there's dead silence, you can also listen to your heartbeat. It makes you feel so alive with so little effort. And then something about the things I discovered while doing the videos. I'm talking a lot about how I'm finding myself again, finding the lost me, how I can't let myself be. And at some point I'm happy because I can let myself be. And actually I'm not finding the lost me. I am getting to know myself again. Or maybe, sadly, the first time in my life, truly getting to know myself. What do I like? What do I enjoy? And in some of the clips, especially in the beginning, I'm amazed how little I have to say. Even though it's like my thoughts are screaming. I feel so uncomfortable. But again, I feel like it's part of because I'm not connected to me. I have no way of expressing my soul, giving the truest me away out. Even in words. Maybe you first have to make peace with yourself before you start this kind of process, because I feel like before I didn't have so much to say. I really just needed to be alone. And I feel like I'm beginning to understand how to express myself again. Now I know who I am. The next step is to learn how to express it, how to channel it to something productive, something that will make me better, something that it might be my job, it can be anything. Clear, organized thoughts. What is the brightest? Which one is the one that I want to evolve? Again, an output for me. But in general, just how to, in everyday life, be yourself freely without no one telling you how or who you should be. Of course, you need to behave and be nice to everyone, but in general, just be the truest form of you. I've learned so much about myself and about filming and editing and taking pictures, and just because I have taken some time to do it, it's very rewarding to see yourself evolve emotionally and technically. Making a video diary is truly a good form of self-therapy. Note, self-therapy. I feel this is working for me. Move. Flow a little bit to some direction.